What's up, fans? This is Funky Mark doing great things. So, man, I'm here with top all-rounder from Trinidad and Tobago, Navin Stewart. Man, I've been waiting for this interview for about 15 or 12 years. All right, so Stewart, how are you, man?
I'm good. Morning to the fans of MSDA TV. It's a pleasure to be here. Like Mark has said, you know, we've been communicated through social media and stuff for a number of years. And you know, it's finally happy to be here to do an interview. So let's see what he has in store for us today.
Yeah, so Stewart, I mean, I know you're from the Twin Island of Trinidad and Tobago, from Tobago itself. As a young boy, what kind of sports you played?
You know, growing up in the Caribbean, we played all different, anything with a ball, you know, from basketball to soccer to cricket. At age 17, I had to make that decision where I wanted my career to go. A lot of people would have thought that I would have made the wrong decision, because at that age I had a really good skill set in terms of soccer. But the passion that I had for cricket, it wasn't as strong as I had for soccer, albeit at that point in time I was way more advanced in terms at soccer as compared to cricket. But I knew one morning I might have woken up and not feel to play soccer anymore, but at this day and age, how many years later, I still have that passion for cricket. So personally, I think I would have
That was a good decision.
The right choice at that point in time.
Yeah. So did you play any school cricket as a primary school boy?
We had all the different sporting activities taught to us from our physical teachers. One comes to mind, Mr. Brian Dyer. You know, he was one who really pushed me. When I get out, I'll get some licks. You know, not because for punishment, because he wanted better out of me. I guess he would have seen what many would not have at that young age from me. So he always wanted to instill that sort of discipline in me, and today I'm thankful for that.
Okay, good. So anybody inspire you as a cricketer when you as a young boy? Who you look up to? I mean, back in the Caribbean, you know, everybody want to say I want to be Sobers, Richards, Haynes, whosoever. But I mean, will you have those kind of thoughts back in your days?
Most definitely. To be honest, two of my mentors, two guys who I really looked up to, who I wanted to play like. One comes to mind is my neighbor, Leon Davidson. Never played big cricket and stuff like that, but he was extremely talented guy. He was my neighbor. He was the one who would ensure that I always get to the nets, get to the park, you know. Because we live so close to each other, you know. Yeah. When he was playing for Tobago at the time, he would always tag me along. Okay. And then my really mentor was Neil Skeet. I think he played youth cricket for Trinidad and Tobago. He was the one who really took me from one level to the other level in terms of having grit. You know, it was to get to the next level coming from Tobago, to be honest. You cannot be on par.
Yeah, you got to be twice as good.
Yeah. You cannot be on par, and talent alone wouldn't take you to the next level. Exactly. It was all about when your back is against the wall and everyone expects you to fall, that is when you need to rise. Exactly. And that is one of the things that I am so grateful for, even in this day and age, that keeps me going. Because, you know, when you play international cricket and stuff at that level, everyone has pretty much the same skill set. The one who take themselves apart from the other players are the ones who are mentally strong
and handle pressure well.
Yeah. So I think that is one of the things that I'm so happy for, that, you know, Neil was able to pass on to me. He always says that he sees himself through me. You know, I mean, in Tobago and stuff, you know, people think he's very aggressive and a little bit arrogant, but
that's just confidence.
Yeah, it's a thin line between being arrogant and being confident. You know, and sometimes, you know, we toe the line, or we you know, but it's all in human nature, and it's all taken in good stride.
So how did you get to play cup cricket in Trinidad itself, in the mainland? Just tell me the little story. The fans would like to know.
That's a very good question. So this guy Neil Skeet again, he did everything that he pretty much think he could have. And in 2000, there was the Buster Cup match between, I remember it vividly because I was a young boy, I was working on the scoreboard and stuff like that. And the Trinidad and Tobago team played the West Indies B team in my backyard at the Roxborough.
Scarborough.
No, at the Roxborough Sporting Complex,
Okay,
which
okay.
is now called the Sid Gray multi-purpose facility.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Neil went up to Ian Bishop and Phil Simmons because they were coach and manager of the Trinidad and Tobago team at that time. And I think he would have played youth cricket with them.
With them, okay.
So he said to Bish, Bish, I have this guy. I can't do anything else with him. I taught him everything that I think I could pass on to him. But I know there is so much more for him to achieve and places for him to go that I can't take him. Let's see what you guys think of him. And you know, Bish being the perfect gentleman, as you know, everyone
Obliged, yeah.
knows him to be, he pretty much says, sure, let him come and have a net. So I was working on the scoreboard, man. I was so excited. And you know, the 12th and the 13th man, one would be back in the days a batsman and probably a bowler.
Yeah.
So there was one batsman, he got left out of the 11. Very, very good player, Gregory Mahabia.
Yeah, I remember.
Scored a lot of
Mahabir.
runs with
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And I was to bowl at him during the
Next luncheon session.
lunch interval. And after I bowled like 3 balls, Bish Bish was amazed and he told me to stop. Then he went, because Simo was having lunch, and he went to Simo and interrupted his lunch for him to come have a look at me bowl. And they were like, but this guy is bowling faster than everybody in the game. And you know, the very next weekend, they made it happen. I was playing club cricket for Clico Presal in Trinidad. They took me there, you know, at that time, pretty much now Queen's Park is the mecca of cricket in terms of churning out youngsters. But at that particular period, Clico Presal was the place to be for any developing youngster. You know, they had the likes of Aaron Ragonath, Lendell Simmons, Ravi Rampal, Andy Jackson, Eugene Antoine, Dinesh Ramdin, you know, Devendra Krishna, a whole heap of guys who would have went on to play
Good
international cricket, you know, and stuff like that. So our pro at that time was one of the best pro, if not the best pro that I would have ever played under. One who I tried to emulate his style, you know, dressing room style.
Is that Keith Atherton?
Keith Atherton,
Oh
that's
my
the guy,
God.
you know.
Yeah,
He was the one who I would have seen, you know, even at that time I would not have played international cricket as yet, but the environment, he brought it there to us at club level. You know, he was well disciplined in where he would pack his bag, keep his corner, his locker, you know, and I am that way for today, and it's I learned so much from Keith.
Okay, good. So you made it to Trinidad team. The first time, let me just tell the fans, the first time I met you was in St.Vincent 2007. You know, during lunch break, I saw you and Kelvin Williams, the coach, going and doing exercise and other stuff. The next day I went back and I see it again. I said, really? I like this guy, because all the other guys were sitting in the dressing room, well laid back, and you were doing something. So I said, there's something about this guy I like. Then there's somebody telling me, oh, that's Navin Stewart. And as you know, I follow cricket. And I remember I said, you know something? You remind me of Dean Saint-Hilaire from Tobago, fast bowler, who only played like 2 matches for Trinidad or something like that. You know, so I always liked that about you. And I say, you were very respectful. I mean, I say hi to you, say what's up. I mean, and you know, regular thing. And right away my spirit grab you. But let's get on to, when you play for Trinidad, what was your highlight of your career? What's your best peak? What would you say your peak performance, or what you enjoyed? Which innings or which spell did you enjoy the most? I know you had some good performances, but let the fans know.
Your debut is always going to be special. Whether you bowl none for 100 or you take a 5-wicket haul, your debut is always going to be special. That is something they can't take from you, whether you play one game or whether you play 100 matches.
Yeah, that's true.
So my debut was against Guyana at the Queen's Park Oval. You know, there was a thing that, you know, Guyanese batsmen at that time, no disrespect, don't really fancy the short ball and stuff like that. And that time I was bowling pretty fast.
High 80s.
So I was called into the squad specifically, tactically for that game. I think I got 5 wickets in the game. 3 in the first innings, 2 in the second innings. That season, Nasing Dionarine, he scored almost 1,000 runs in the tournament.
First class
Yeah,
championship.
and he happened to be my first wicket.
Okay.
So it's that was one of the most special things. It's where it started. Debut as in 4-day cricket, first class cricket, which was in 2010. But prior to that, I would have made my debut against the Stanford Superstars in the Stanford's T20 tournament.
Yes.
Played against Chris Gale and all these guys. But one game in particular, we played against Middlesex, and that still stand out because 2 of the guys that I would have gotten out in that game, I see for today they are huge ones, in David Malan and Owen Morgan. So I always tell
always
people,
cherish that. Yeah.
Those 2 are my number 1 and number 2 wickets at international level. Fast tracking now to 2009 where we played the Champions League
Trophy.
in India.
Yes.
And I in terms of batting, I would have scored 33 from 11 balls. I think today that is still a record.
Not to cut you off, but I always show that on Facebook. Because I was watching the match and the state of the game. You just came in and everybody expect the other big pros to do well, and then you just
Pollard got out. And I think I remembered commentators saying, Stewart have one job here, which is to hand it over to Pollard.
Exactly.
And
So
and then it was the other way around. At that time, Paulie and I, we were feeding off each other. Even though I hadn't played as much matches as him, but amongst our camp, I was viewed just as dangerous as him. So, when I went out to bat, he just told me, get the nerves out, get the gas out,
and just do your thing.
and just do my thing. So it was a nice environment to be in. I always tell people, when we go to these tournaments, our preparation used to be really, really militant. Physicals and then on to cricket skills. But when we get there, it's not that we were better than anybody or we were worse than anybody. It's just the intensity of the environment.
And the confidence.
Playing in front of 40,000, 60,000. People think that you will get butterflies or you'll get the yips. But for me personally, I love to play in front of big crowds.
To me, it turns me on.
If I turn up and there's 2 people in the ground, I mean, you don't feel as turned on as when the bright lights is on, and a lot of us players we feed off of that. I know going through the pandemic now where they are playing behind closed doors and stuff like that, these guys now have to find something else to
G's them up,
turn them on and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're a professional and that's your job, so you just have to find that way to get around it.
So you play CPL as well. Which 2 teams you played for CPL? Let the fans know.
I have represented, firstly in 2014, I played for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. I have so many fun memories playing with them. I have so many good friends there. 2 guys who, when I moved to Ahlescon Comets from Clico Pressal, would have really taken me under their wings and really show me what professionalism is about. Today they are West Indies women selector Travis Dowling and assistant senior men's West Indies coach Ryan Griffith. Those 2 guys, because we lived together, they show me, the ropes inside out. I mean, when I was at Pressal, Pete Atherton, he would have showed me the way in terms of on field and stuff. But actually living with these guys, I actually see how they go about. They do a lot of meditation, they do a lot of physical activities, because they firmly believe that however you prepare yourself, the result is going to take care of itself.
Those who prepare better always do better. I mean, it's just like in the military, anything in life, you understand?
So, having these 2 guys, good friendship with them, it was really special for me to represent the Amazon Warriors. Had a good stint with them. Then 2 years in a row, I was selected by the Barbados Tridents again, had a really good time with them there as well. So those are two franchises that I would have represented at CPL level.
Okay, so club cricket now, come to club cricket in the USA, you won about 17 or 18 championships. Like I call you the template, the professional, the pro, right? Like I tell anybody, I mean, a lot of people communicate with me, I say, if you want to come to America and perform, you have to do like Navin Stewart. I mean, I'm not putting you up on a pedestal, but you're the real pro. You comes out, you try your best in every game, always have a good attitude, whether it's going good or it's going bad, and you perform when the team needs it. So many top performances I can't even tell the fans. But from your championship in America, the US Open, which one was the most special to you? Which one stands out to you? I mean, the California Bay performance stands out to me, but which one stands out for you?
To be honest, the performance that I really rate the most, it wasn't at a US Open event. I played US Open from 2009. I probably missed 2 or 3, but out of the 13, I think I would have played like 10. It's a very good tournament. But in 2019, I moved to this team in Washington, D.C. called Potomac. It was a different environment for me in terms of really nice people, good human beings, but being the only West Indian in the team, you know, obviously the culture's a little bit differently. I want to not step on anyone's toes here, but you know, we West Indian would have created a stigma here in the USA in terms of
lack of professionalism,
how we carry about ourselves, you know. So because of my performances previously, these guys were pretty much forced to select me among their team, which I'm so thankful for today. But it's like I was on probation. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
I mean, and again, you're a professional. It brings out the best in you.
Exactly. So you know, I think my behavioral pattern and stuff would have been scrutinized, not because of my wrongdoing or anything like that, but because of the people of color and people who would have come from America, the way they carry about themselves. Well, not to cut you off, but you ever always heard me saying manners and behavior and respect, not even self your talent, carries you all around the world. So that's perfect. That's a perfect example. So you know, these guys, you know, they created so many opportunities for me, and it was up to me to prove myself. You know, and we had a finals. I think you would have messaged me or called me just before I was about to go and bat, and I was like, "Yo, Mark, I'm in a finals here. I'm gonna go bat in a hurry." It's like, okay, and you're like, okay, all the best, do your thing. And we went out. We were chasing 230 or 260 odd, and when I went to bat, we needed like 140 from about 12 overs. And you know, the fat lady already started singing.
Yes, and waving the parasol,
There was a big
crowd,
celebration. Everybody came.
I remember that game vividly.
Everyone came to see us lose that game because we had a target. We had a target in the Washington League, you know, for good reasons.
Yes, of course.
And
everybody want to beat the champions. Everybody want to beat the best.
Exactly.
You know, so.
Long and short of the story, I scored like 60 odd from about 20 odd deliveries. Won the game with about 8 balls to spare. So that for me stands out a lot. Not only in terms of on-field performances and stuff, but the kind of opportunities that particular innings and that particular championship would have provided for me ever since. With the pandemic and stuff like that happening, you know, there's nothing really happening in the Caribbean in terms of cricket. Unless you are playing Super 50. There isn't even a 4-day tournament happening now. And you know, I am still able and still in a position where I could hop a flight and come. These guys will put me up, you know, and I am still in a position where I can still play the game that I love and travel and has given so much to me. These guys are heavily involved in the minor and major league cricket that is going to happen in the next few months, moving forward to Major League next year. So like I said, that innings, would have opened so many
It just
doors.
set high standards as well. Yeah,
it would have opened so many doors for me and built a kind of trust
Yes.
and a good communication with these guys where now I am viewed as family.
Yes,
Coming
yes.
from the West Indies,
Yeah.
I was able to break down that barrier
Yeah.
and show them, hey, not every guy, not every guy from the Caribbean is from Jamaica.
Exactly.
There are other islands
Yeah.
in the Caribbean. And two, that we still have decent,
Good human beings.
good human beings coming from
I always tell people, and sometimes you just gotta trust people. And I mean, it's all to do with your family background, how you were raised.
Definitely.
And if you were raised good as a kid, it always works out fine, 90% of the time.
Definitely.
So Stuart, if you have to give a youngster advice and becoming a professional cricketer, or cricketer in general, to a certain standard, what would you tell them? What do you tell them how to go about it? Just in a quick way, what would you tell them?
It's all about self-belief. It's all about passion. It's all about desire. And the most important thing is all about discipline. Once you have those ingredients to go with whatever skill set you have, because I've seen guys who have so much ability and
no
the
discipline.
above mentioned, they don't have any and they fall away.
Yes.
And I've also seen guys with very limited resources in terms of skill set and ability, but because they are hungry, they have a desire, and they are very well disciplined, they have
achieve
played
more exactly
at international level.
Yeah. So Stuart, I know you have a big match today. I wish you well. Hope you guys, your team perform well. I hope you do well as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish you well in the minor league as well. Hopefully I could come and catch a couple matches. I play cricket myself, but I would take the day off just to come and see you play. I mean, when you play and when you walk in the park, all eyes on you, and you're a great entertainer at this club level. I mean, I was in New Jersey last week, a couple weeks ago, and you made 33 off whatever balls, and everybody was on their toes. You didn't make a century like some of the other guys, right? And the videos, like I was playing the videos for some people, and they say, Mark, who's this guy? I mean, this guy is outstanding. I say, we have a lot of guys like these in the Caribbean, but not because they don't play international cricket, we tend not to know them. And I have found some India, Sri Lanka, Australia ask me about you all the time. So I mean, thanks for talking to me. I mean, continue to do your professional duties as a cricketer. I mean, I wish you well, wish your family well. I mean, I hope your dad doing well in Tobago, and your moms and everything like that. I mean, thanks for talking to me. I mean, you like my brother talk, you understand? So I really appreciate it.
No problem, sir.
God